This is JC Setting the Record Straight podcast. I'm your host, JC. On this channel, we set the record straight. That means we fact check and correct commonly believed misinformation and propaganda. In this podcast, I'm going to discuss why black women should stop comparing black men to white men and start comparing black men to gays. Comparing black men to white men is going to be ineffectual because black men already believe that it's not a level playing field. They believe that the system is rigged, and to a large extent it is. White men have had a huge head start. They stole resources and gave their children advantages that black men haven't been given. So using an argument against black men is going to get you nowhere. Black men don't believe that they can compete with white men because it's their system. But these justifications don't apply to gays. Despite the fact that they want to strip us of our manhoods and tell us that we're not real men, gay men outperform heterosexual men all across the board. Studies shows that gay men tend to have higher IQs, higher incomes, higher GPAs, and more education. There couldn't be a greater affront to a black man's ego than to be compared to a gay man. I know this from personal experience. I worked with an older black man who didn't like me. I later found out that the reason he didn't like me is because this white woman was hyping me up. She was telling him that I'm smart, that I am a good person, and that I'm Christian. Now, I don't know where she got the Christian part from. But in her mind, if I'm a good person, that means I have to be Christian, because non-Christians don't have any morals. In order to defend his manhood, he had to attack me. He was talking all this shit about me. He told her that I can't be Christian because I'm gay. And I really don't blame him, I blame her, because she's the one who was hyping me up. But long story short, black men do not like being compared to gays. This is a huge blow to their egos. So, as I previously stated, gays tend to have higher IQs, higher incomes, more education, and higher GPAs. So I have 3 studies, and I'm going to post those in the description. The first study comes from the Journal of Biosocial Science. It says that gays are typically born with more intelligence than the average heterosexual. It says that smart people are better able to override their evolutionary impulses, adapting to new stimuli and desires more effectively than average or dumb people can. It continues by saying that more intelligent individuals may be more likely to acquire and espouse evolutionary novel preferences and values than less intelligent people. It says that more intelligent individuals are more likely to identify themselves as homosexual and engage in homosexual behavior than less intelligent individuals. This is based on the fact that exclusively or predominantly homosexual behavior is rare in the ancestral environment and therefore is considered an evolutionary novelty. This is what I've been saying before about how conformity is a sign of low intelligence. Being a slave to nature is also a sign of low intellect. Everyone can see that the world is going to hell in a handbasket. When shit hits the fan, black people are always the worst casualties. The black man's response is to pump more babies into the system, even though he has no ability to protect them. Then, when his children get devoured by the system, he wants to whine and bussy pop. Meanwhile, he is contemporaneously maligning those of us who were smart enough to resist our reproductive impulses. Of course, their excuse is always going to be that procreation is biology. No matter how bad things get, their response is always going to be to pump out more babies, while doing absolutely nothing to change the system. According to them, their reproductive proclivities is what makes them real men, even though the same thing could be done by a cat or a dog. Another study shows that 52% of gay men have a bachelor's degree. That is 16 percentage points higher than the national average. The study shows that gay men have the highest college completion rate in the world. Additionally, 6% of gay men have an advanced degree, e.g., a JD, an MD, or PhD. So that 6% of gay men with advanced degrees is 50% higher than straight men with advanced degrees. The final study shows that compared with straight male peers, gay males earned higher GPAs in high school and college, enrolled in harder classes, took school more seriously, had more academically minded friends, and had a much lower attrition rate. The study also showed that gay men, on average, earn 10% more than similarly employed straight men. I'm not sure where straight black men get this idea that gay men are not real men. If we're outperforming them, that means they're not real men. In addition to what the studies show, gay men have better leadership skills than straight black men. And contrary to popular opinion, we're actually more dominant. They're the ones who are passive and can't look the white man in the eye. They're the ones who terrorize their own people, bully women and gays, but they have no smoke for the white man. So while the black man may have physical dominance, he doesn't have intellectual dominance. And that's what counts in corporate America. All they're going to do is shrink to the back of the room with their heads down, while the gays take a front row seat, displaying their assertiveness and dominance. I realize that all black men are not homophobic, but too many black men are homophobic, and the ones who aren't are not speaking up. Unfortunately, the ones who don't speak up are going to be collateral damage. This is the ammunition that black women need to crush the black man's ego. Watch how easily triggered they become when black women start comparing straight black men to gay black men. Thanks for your support. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you will know when I upload new content.